Test, test, 1, 2. Nothing wrong with that, right? Are we ready to start with vlogs? All right, lights, camera, and BOLDRUSH. Hi, I'm Zak Ciotti, founder and partner of BOLDRUSH. Everyone wants to feel a sense of freedom and creativity. In my mind, the term creative is a little bit of a misnomer. Yes, it's talking about creating new things, but at the same time, the word creative and the role of every creative in any industry is to be a problem solver. And what I'm going to teach you is how to become a better problem solver, regardless of the industry that you're in. We'll talk about philosophical things. We'll talk about technical things. We'll talk about methods that you see other people do, how you can go from a non-creative job to a very creative job. I'll also tell you everything that you need to know about how to start your own video production company. You'll learn how to work with studios, how to find freelancers, how to create a team and build community. We'll go over all kinds of technical aspects as well. One of the things that drives me and a lot of other people pretty nuts, when you want an answer to a question about After Effects and you look on YouTube, the world's #2 search engine, and the majority of videos that you find are these 4 and 12-year-old kids who, don't get me wrong, are brilliant, but their presentation could use a little love. We're going to have a whole playlist for how to use After Effects in the most concise manner. We'll talk to professionals all across the country that are part of the BOLDRUSH network. You'll learn to delegate in order to do the things that you really want to do. I'll talk to you about the best investments that I've ever made. We'll talk about how you get clients. We'll talk about strong personal branding, how to use content marketing, how to manage your reputation. We'll talk about public speaking, building your network, how clients really should be your friends. Now, as I get into more philosophical career topics, I'm not going to teach you how to have a good personality, but I'm going to teach you how to get along with people. In certain situations, you have to learn how to manage personalities. One of the best skills you can learn is networking. And what is networking? It's simply making friends. And we'll have an entire playlist dedicated to networking, how I go about it, some stories in my past, and how you can learn how to be a better networker. So you might be wondering, who am I? Starting at age 12, I began doing motion graphic animation with a DOS computer. I'll save that whole story for a completely separate video. I was 14 years old and my family started documenting family history on video. And even though I only dabbled with some narrative stuff when I was 17, while I was living in Eastern Europe, I began making short films. And when I came home to the States again, I began planning them, turning them into really thought out storylines. After Effects was a natural next step for me. The summer before I went to film school, I dedicated most every night. I spent a lot of time studying out of books for After Effects, off the internet. Andrew Kramer became a household name. In the fall semester that I started film school, I had a killer After Effects demo. At the college that I went to, the former vice president of NFL Films started a company called CMI, partially state-funded, partially privately owned, using his connections to be able to give students the opportunity to work on legitimate productions. He had connections to the real world and knew exactly what it took to make great documentaries and commercials. With the help of his leadership, I was able to come up with a phenomenal demo reel. The college was so new and their equipment was so just kind of out there, I was able to take their best camera home for the weekend with me and just fiddle with it and learn how to use it. We had people in our department that were paid just to help make commercials and learn how to use equipment so they could teach the students. Very casually at the end of one of Phil Tuckett's classes, I said, "Hey, do you want to watch my demo reel?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And after he watched it, he quietly stood up and said, "Zach, I'd like you to direct a commercial that we're working on. We'll talk about it more." That was over 10 years ago from the making of this video you're watching right now that I was able to be paid professionally to direct a commercial. And I was one of the students that was lucky enough in this program to fly around the country getting paid to make documentaries. When I think about the pay, it was probably like $5 an hour, but for a college student, that was worth its weight in gold. And when I graduated, everyone was blown away by the things that I had done. I was fortunate enough to get a job as a senior marketing producer right out of college. When I was applying at the news station, one of the things I did to capture attention was to use a stellar demo reel. After I worked at the NBC affiliate, I was stolen out of my contract so I could work at a boutique agency that started working for some pretty big clients all around the country. And it was about a year before I left that job, my last job, we began the plans to establish BOLDRUSH. You might recognize a couple of the things that we've done. It took 10 years to collaborate in this way with BOLDRUSH, something I wish I could have done a long time ago. But at every phase in life, we're always gonna say, boy, I wish I knew what I knew now, back then. So what can you do? Look forward. 10 years from now, what do you think you'll be telling yourself? I should have been doing this. There is so much I can't wait to tell you about. And if you want to learn a little bit more about boldrush.org, go visit the website. In the same sense that Hollywood takes the model of all these different people, there's no such thing as a full-time director or a full-time grip or gaffer just hanging around at Paramount Studios. You've got a group of individuals that come together to work on larger projects. We help execute plans that agencies come up with. We supplement agencies. You can even skip the middleman altogether and work directly with us. And that's all I have for today. So please subscribe, click the bell, and we'll see you next time.